Hey everybody, this is Nutty Sports Gamer. We are approaching year 3 of the 40-year NBA sim, and we are starting off the 1986 season with the 85 NBA draft, which means we're going to be seeing the draft lottery for the very first time in this series. And as you see right there, we have a bit of a twist already. Mavericks with the 7th pick of the draft via Cleveland. The Bullets, who had the worst, if not the second worst, record in the NBA, end up with the 6th pick. The Bulls, who have Michael Jordan, end up with the 5th pick. The Kansas City, or now Sacramento Kings, end up with pick number 4. And I wonder where the Bulls must have gotten their pick via trade or something. It doesn't say that though. It's weird. Supersonics get the 3rd pick. Hopefully that team gets better fast. And the 2nd pick is going to be, let's see, the Indiana Pacers, which means the number 1 pick belongs to the New York Knicks. Just like in real life, the New York Knicks get the number 1 pick in the 1985 NBA draft. I'm still not sure how the Bulls got a top 5 pick. That doesn't quite make sense to me. But wait, yeah, I'm confused. How did they get the 5th pick? I don't know. But hey, listen, kids. It doesn't make any sense at all, actually. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but it happened, and you know what? Let's just roll with it and sim straight to the NBA draft. Screw staff signings, screw the combine. We got to see where everyone's going to land. So, yeah, let's start things off with the number 1 pick, which belongs to New York, and they will, of course. I actually made sure of it because I wanted this to happen. I wanted to make sure they didn't screw up the number 1 pick of the draft. So I selected Patrick Ewing to go to the New York Knicks. So Ewing to the Knicks, that should be a lot of fun to see. I definitely will enjoy seeing games with Ewing in a New York Knicks uniform. And check this out, everybody. Karl Malone is going to be an Indiana Pacer. And then we have a trade here. The Spurs and the Supersonics are trading 86 first round pick and Mike Mitchell to the Sonics for Fred Brown and a 3rd overall pick. Oh, you know what? Okay. I'll get into that because that's a really stupid idea. But the Spurs get Wayman Tisdale. So the Spurs get Wayman Tisdale, and Chris Mullin goes to the Sacramento Kings, which I think is very interesting. I'll talk about that later. Charles Oakley to the Bulls. That's nice. Xavier McDaniel, the X-Man, to the Washington Bullets. So they don't get Malone. We don't get Stockton and Malone. Joe Dumars to the Dallas Mavericks. That is very interesting. Sidney Harrington goes to the Blazers. The Los Angeles Clippers select Terry Porter, who was a key piece of those Trailblazers teams that made the finals in 1992. We have another trade, Westfall, and the 10th overall pick for 2 first-rounders. The Blazers make this trade. That trade is also a head-scratcher. And they select Hot Rod Williams, who I definitely recognize that name. But that's, why would you give up 2 picks for that? 2 first-round picks are protected for that. Robert Reed and John Sundvald, looks like they're going to go to the Hawks, and the Sonics are going to select Spud Webb, 5'7" Spud Webb. I would like to see if he could dunk in the game. Rudy Sharp goes to the Spurs. Blair Rasmussen to the Mavericks. He's real. I know that for sure. The Houston Rockets like Detlef Schrempf. Really good player. That is a really interesting piece for them. Donald Maggette goes to the Warriors. I don't think that guy is real. Tyrone Corbin, he's real, and he gets selected by the Bucks. Jerry Reynolds to the Jazz. I wonder if there's anybody else who is notable. Mac Madsen to the Mavericks. The Mavericks have a lot of pick in this draft. A lot of picks, I should say. Manute Bol to the Pistons. I like it. I like that. Stacey Kerr to the Mavericks. Seems like a generic. Wish that was Steve Kerr, but he doesn't come till later. Gerald Wilkins, Dominique Wilkins' brother, is a 76er. That's interesting. Javon Cage to the Nuggets. I don't know if that's a real pick. And the Los Angeles Lakers select Sam Mitchell to round things out for round 1. The Bulls have 2 more picks to go. Mario Elie, who in real life won 3 rings for the Rockets and Spurs. He ends up a Bull. So it'll be just interesting to see if he can develop to something noteworthy in this sim, or if he's just going to flame out. And then I forgot, yes, I was controlling the Knicks, just the Knicks for this particular draft. And I selected AC Green, who in real life I think holds the record for most consecutive games played in basketball. So that could be fun. Michael Adams to the Kings. I don't know if there's anybody else noteworthy in this draft. Sam Vincent to the Pacers. There's Kerry Scurry. He can't be real. Is that a real person? Interesting name. Jimmy Ellis to the Sonics. Did I really just sim? Okay, here we go. Okay. Yes. Now is a good time to sim to the end because I think we've that pretty much does it. So, okay. I think I wanted to say that Spurs trade, because it's clear that the Spurs are tanking, and you'll see as we go through the rosters, the Spurs are tanking. Artis Gilmore and Johnny Moore are getting old. George Gervin's getting old. They just traded Mike Mitchell to the Sonics. But why would you trade Mike Mitchell for a first-round pick and also give up a first-round pick for that deal? That doesn't really make sense to me. Mike Mitchell's a really good player, so it doesn't really make any sense to trade Mike Mitchell and a first-round pick to get back a first-round pick. That doesn't really make any sense to me. So I went ahead and nixed that part of the trade, but everything else went through because I do like the idea of the Spurs kickstarting a tank, so to speak. We'll see, because they still have Gilmore. They might not have everybody else that they had last season. I won't spoil things as we get into the rosters. But in fact, I'll just shut my mouth because we're gonna get to the rosters any second now, right about here. So yeah, let's check out the rosters, starting with the Philadelphia 76ers. As you can see, Moses Malone is at a 95 rating at age 30. Andrew Toney, who in real life his career was over at this point because of injuries pretty much. He's still there. He's still going strong. And they got Dr. J, Mo Cheeks, Bobby Jones, Michael Cage. So they're an aging roster, but it's still a very solid group. So they should still be very good. The Bucks, they have a young core of Moncrief and Cummings and Pressey and Craig Hodges. Brewer is on the rise there, so they're still going to be really good. The Bullets should be much better this year. Jeff Malone has progressed a lot. Jeff Rulin is also a really good player. He's going to be a power forward now. John Stockton has progressed too. They also traded for Cliff Robinson, who originally was on the Cavaliers, but in real life at this time was a Washington Bullet, so I wanted to reflect that with these rosters. They also have Sedale Threat, who actually was a Philadelphia 76er this year in real life, but he was 76er because Andrew Toney got hurt. So in this scenario, I feel like he wouldn't be a 76er. They also got Dan Roundfield, as you can see down there. He was acquired in a trade that brought Rick Mahorn to the Pistons, just like in real life. So they got all those players. They got the X-Man, David McDaniel. They should be an interesting team, a better team than last year. The Bulls, Michael Jordan, George Gervin, Gene Banks, from both of those two from the Spurs, John Paxson also from the Spurs, Kyle Macy. This is the actual roster, the 85-86 roster, pretty much to the T. This is all the guys, for real. And they should be pretty damn good with Jordan not getting hurt all season. They should be pretty damn good. I'll talk about them more later. The Cavaliers, I don't know why I'm going back and forth between teams. Cavaliers, they're going to be okay. The Celtics, they got rid of Cedric Maxwell, just like in real life, and they have Bill Walton. So Bill Walton is now a Boston Celtic, just like he was in real life. Sichting's there now. He was a Pacer the previous season. This is the squad. This is the 86 squad. I tried to stay true to that. Clippers, I think this is going to be a playoff team in 2K. Marquez Johnson, Norm Nixon, Sam Bowie, Junior Bridgman, Cedric Maxwell, who was on the Celtics, Sam Perkins, Benoit Benjamin, Kurt Nymphius, Terry Porter. So I think this might actually be a playoff team. Hawks, they also have a team that should very well make it to the playoffs like they did last season. Of course, they got Dominic Wilkins, Doc Rivers, Antoine Carr, Livingston, Robert Reed, Eddie Johnson. Most of these guys were there the previous season. Jay Humphreys. And then they got Sunvoid from, I think, the Sonics, right? So they got him from the Sonics trade. So that's pretty fun. That's a pretty fun group of guys. And I definitely want to check out more Hawks games in the future. But, yeah. Jazz, they have a fun veteran group here. Dantley, Griffith, Ricky Green, John Drew, of course. They don't have Stockton and Malone, so as this team ages out, they're going to be in an interesting rebuild situation, but not quite yet. They still have a lot of great players in their primes, so I'm sure they'll be in the playoffs. And we'll see at what point do they lose to the Lakers. That's kind of the every team in the West. It's just any good team. It's when did they lose to the Lakers? Is it first round, second round? Is it the conference finals? The Kings. I think we'll be jumping into quite a few Kings games this season, at least in the beginning. Larry Drew, LaSalle Thompson, Mike Woodson, Alvin Robertson, Chris Mullin, who I'm really excited about being on their team. They have Kevin Willis, Otis Thorpe. I like the core, as we see Chris Mullin in a Kings jersey. It looks nice. I think it makes sense. I think he was a Warrior in real life, so he's just down the street from Oakland, I should say. So yeah, I think that's a fun young group of guys, the Kings in Sacramento. So I think I want to jump into some Kings games this season. The Knicks, definitely going to jump into a few of these games, because we got Patrick Ewing in New York with Bernard King, Bill Cartwright, Rory Sparrow. The rest of the roster isn't quite as nice as the top of it, but. They got Ewing. We got Bernard King. That's fun. The Lakers, Magic Johnson, James Worthy, Kareem, Jamal Wilkes. Jamal Wilkes in real life actually was a Clipper at this point, but the way his contract is, it didn't make sense to get rid of him. So I think his contract expires at the end of the 86 season, so I think after that I'll let him decide a destination in free agency. The Mavericks are going to be really, really good again. Mark Aguirre, Barkley has gotten even better. Blackman, Derek Harper. Derek Harper has progressed, and now he's just as good as Brad Davis is ratings-wise, so he might be starting for the Mavericks at this point. Young 24-year-old point guard. And as you can see, they have Joe Dumars way down there. This team, man, they're built for the present and the future. It'll be interesting to see how Joe Dumars and Derek Harper and Charles Barkley, the young core, how they progress, and guys like Mark Aguirre and Rolando Blackman, how they all fit. Like, how's that going to fit? There's a lot of good guys there, a lot of good players. Dale Ellis, too. Dale Ellis, James Donaldson they got from the Clippers, just like in real life. I wanted to do a lot of real life moves to make the 86 season resemble real life 86 season with some twists along the way, like Charles Barkley to the Mavericks, of course. Something like that you can't quite control because he got picked in the draft. You can't control that. So yeah, Mavericks I think could be a really fun team. And yeah, don't Dumars is definitely an interesting twist to have him there. He's going to be in the bottom of the rotation there. And as we see the Nets stars are getting a bit older. Buck Williams is actually still young and a good player, but Eddie Johnson, Birdsong, Dawkins, we'll see. We'll see how the Nets do. Nuggets. Oh, okay, yeah. Nuggets. Alex English is still going strong. Fat Lever is getting better. Issel, Calvin Nat, T.R. Dunn. This should be a playoff team. They should be a playoff team. Again, when are they going to lose to the Lakers? Will they get a chance to lose to the Lakers at some point in the playoffs? We'll see. We'll see if they're a team that actually makes it that far before eventually losing to the Lakers. Is Pacers next? Pacers are next. So yes, Karl Malone is a Pacer, along with Clark Kellogg. I traded Reggie. This is a fantasy. This is more of a. This is where I veered from reality. Reggie Theus is now a Pacer, and I did that because Alvin Robertson has emerged on the Kings, and I didn't want to stunt Robertson's growth for the Kings, and I wanted to put Reggie Theus somewhere where he could thrive, and I thought a Reggie Theus Karl Malone duo could be fun. So that is what I did there. Pacers aren't really that interesting otherwise. Pistons as a siren. Is this gonna be every video I make? Jesus Christ. Isaiah Thomas, Lambeer, Tribuca, John Long, Vinny Johnson, Rick Mahorn. Not quite the bad boys yet, but they do have Manute Bol. It'd be funny if it'd be fun if Manute Bol ended up being like a real jerk, just play with a real mean mentality. Became like oh, he's number 10 too. I'm really hoping Dennis Rodman lands on the Pistons somehow. I don't know how I can manufacture that, but if he does land on the Pistons, I might have to change Manute Bol's number because Dennis Rodman is number 10 on the Pistons. But you never know. Maybe that never ends up happening, so I should not even sweat it. The Rockets should be another great Western Conference contender. Maybe they won't even lose to the Lakers because they got Hakeem, they got Ralph Sampson, they got Gus Williams, who's taken a bit of a dip in the overall rating, but he's still a pretty good player. Lewis Lloyd, Ron McCrane, and they got Detlef Shrimp, who's 6'10". So we got some long boys. We got some long boys in that team. Eventually, Shrimp will emerge as being their starting small forward, and he can shoot. The guy can shoot at least from the outside, and that is an interesting. It's interesting because you could have Olajuwon or Samson posting up, and then they pass it to Shrimp for a three-pointer, which could be really really effective. This is the Spurs. Yeah, the Spurs are pretty much they're starting to tank. They lost a lot of guys to the Bulls in real life. In real life, actually, a lot of the Spurs players from the '84 season ended up on the Bulls. So I wanted to reflect that. The Suns, they're also getting old. Larry Nance is their star still. He's only 26, but everyone else is pretty much getting up there in age, so they're not going to be a good team at all. The Sonics, they should be a good team. Jack Sikma, Mike Mitchell, Tom Chambers. They still have David Thompson, and they got Gerald Henderson, who the Celtics traded. Gerald Henderson there. Just like in real life, because that was the trade that got them Len Bias in the '86 draft. So I want to see if that might still play out. So we'll see. We'll see if the Sonics are good enough that the Celtics do not get Len Bias. And this looks like a playoff roster. We'll see. Trailblazers, of course, they don't get Terry Porter in the draft. They have Clyde Drexler, Kiki Vandeweghe, Jim Paxson, Kenny Carr, Michael Thompson, Darnell Valentine. They didn't make the playoffs last season. I don't see why they wouldn't this season. Same thing with the Warriors. They have a pretty damn good three players there. Short, Floyd, and Barry Carroll. Westman. Although the rest of the team is pretty mid. Or worse than that. So maybe they aren't good enough to make the playoffs. I don't know. Can Purvis Short, C.B. Floyd, and Barry Carroll be enough to carry the Warriors? Or did some of those other teams in the West kind of catch up in talent? We'll see. We'll see if what they have is enough. We are going to jump, it looks like, to a Bulls Nets game. And sorry, I'm dying. No. Yeah, I really want to see this Bulls team a lot this season because they're a completely different team from the previous year. They have Orlando Woolridge and Corzine, but everyone else is pretty much vastly different. Of course, they got George Gervin like they did in real life. This is the real team. The problem with the Bulls in real life in 85, 86, I should say, 85, 86, is that Michael Jordan got hurt. I think he only played like 8 games in the regular season. And so, like, they ended up 32-50 in real life. So you think of a healthy Jordan with this squad as he makes a shot right there. You think he might give you, 18 or so more wins, maybe, I would think? 10, 15, 18? I don't know. So this could be a 50-win team. As Jordan scores again, he's looking much more confident shooting the ball. He misses that shot, however. And the Nets take the ball in transition. And Otis Birdsong, he is always the star of these sims whenever we jump into Nets games. He makes the layup there. Jordan, jab steps, drives, pulls up for the baseline jumper, and gets it to fall. Doggins with the alley-oop right there. So the Nets are still relatively close, still in this game. But Michael Jordan with the exclamation point dunk there. Let's see if Eddie Johnson can respond. No, his shot gets blocked. This is a different Bulls team. You know, this team looks way more talented than they did last season. As we see Albert King make that shot to bring it to within a 4-point game, but that wouldn't be enough. The final score would end up being 105-100. The Bulls win. Eddie Johnson with 25 points. Birdsong with only 16. He was kind of quiet in that sim. Michael Jordan 26, George Gervin 24. So that's going to be fun to see how those two play off each other in the sim. And of course, we got to get some Michael Jordan screenshots, which you got to get those. Yeah, it's going to be fun to see because in real life, I read that George Gervin and Michael Jordan actually didn't get along that much. The 1 year Gervin was there, and Gervin actually turned out to be a bit washed in real life, but I don't think he will be in the sim. I don't think 2K will let him be washed, at least for a year. So I think we can have like a fun, aging Gervin who still has a good year left or two, as we see Buck Williams choking Michael Jordan in the screenshot, which is kind of odd. But we'll have an aging old man Gervin, still solid, I hope. Combine that with Michael Jordan, who's very much on the rise, only in the second year, and is going to tear the whole league apart. So that could be fun as we go to the beginning of a Pacers-Knicks game. Why would we do that? Because Karl Malone is on the Pacers and Patrick Ewing is on the Knicks. So this is a very interesting matchup. 2 rookies, the number 1 and number 2 picks in the draft. Ewing to the destination he was in real life. Malone to the Pacers. Which is interesting, or maybe it'll only be interesting, or I don't know. We'll see. But let's see how this game turns out, at least at the beginning of it. See if it's any interesting. Walker makes a shot there in the paint. Gets the first bucket of the game, and here's Karl Malone posting up Bill Cartwright. Makes a shot over the veteran. And it's a tie ball game. It's going to be interesting to see. Let's see if Ewing can respond. He does. Going to be interesting to see how Karl Malone is like with that Hall of Fame point guard passing the ball. The Reggie Theus is pretty good himself. He just showed his talents making that bucket just before. Now the Pacers are in transition, and there you go. Reggie Theus with a nice bucket right there. Tie ball game. Karl Malone, does he have the mid-range jumper? Not quite yet, but Stepanovic gets the bucket to fall. Bernard King gets that bucket to fall. Karl Malone tries to respond here, but Cartwright with some great defense there, and the Knicks are in transition. Bernard King gets the floater, and you know, in real life, I don't think Bernard King and Patrick Ewing played that much together. Bernard King had his issues with his injuries, which cut his career short, as the Knicks now have a 14-8 lead in this game. King once again gets a bucket here. It could be interesting to see if King and Ewing can form a nice duo early in Patrick Ewing's career. As we jump ahead to the fourth quarter, 89-87 is the score, with less than 5 minutes left to go. Let's see if New York can steal one in Indiana. As we got Ewing in the baseline there. We got Orr passing it to Pat Cummings. He gets the bucket. Tie ball game. Karl Malone posting up against Cummings, I believe. He gets that bucket. So Malone is showing some post-up moves. He's showing some, some ability to score as the Knicks tie things up right there. Bernard King pulls up. Money. Bernard King is kind of fun to watch in this sim. Malone draws the foul, so he's going to take some free throws as he daps up Reggie Theus, his new best friend and teammate. I presume that they're best friends. I don't know. Don't know if actually they hang out together after the games or whatnot. But he makes the first free throw. Second one takes his old sweet time. He does. But he makes it, so 93, 93, 95, 93 now. Reggie Theus, he's going to pull up, get the J, tie the game up. Pacers get the ball back. 90 seconds left to go. And Malone with the dunk. There you go. The 1-2 punch of Theus to Malone. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue like Stockton to Malone did, but it's what we got. Bernard King can't get that shot to fall. The Pacers are in transition. That's a wild shot, but I believe he drew the foul, so that's Herb Williams, isn't it? I think that's that's not Herb Williams. That's Kellogg, Clark Kellogg. Come on, Nutty Sports Gamer. Herb Williams is 33. Duh. As I say to myself. Ewing. He gets another bucket. He's been kind of quiet. Ewing's been a little bit quiet. Bernard King's been stealing his shine, but as you see here, he fails to pass it to Ewing. And the three does not go down. And why would they shoot the three? Because they need to, and they miss it, and they lose the game. 102-99 is the final score. Pacers win. Karl Malone with 31 and 11. This is like his first game, I believe. The 31 points, game one. Damn. Not too bad for the piece of shit. Not a great man in real life. Bernard King with 26. Patrick Ewing putting up more rookie-like numbers. Well, he was 6 for 8. 14 points. Only 5 rebounds. I expect that. I expect rookie numbers. Karl Malone with 31 points is a little wild for a rookie for his first game. As we see here, a nice shot of Ewing, even though the Pacers won. It's still kind of fun to see Ewing and Malone in the same shot. One of the players wearing the correct jersey, right? Actually a New York Knick. Karl Malone in this weird alternate universe where he's an Indiana Pacer. Kind of like how Charles Barkley is a Maverick. Oh, here's a shot of Karl Malone dunking it. Not quite of an athletic pose, you know. Looks like he just kind of politely put the ball in the basket. But, yeah, there you go. I don't know if I'm going to be putting too many thumbnails of Karl Malone in my game, in my series, because he is not well liked among NBA fans for a good reason. Here's a cool shot of Bernard King. Now, that is a thumbnail. That is pretty cool. I like seeing that. So maybe yeah, I like it. You know, I have too many thumbnails of guys going for layups or dunks, so maybe I'll go with that one. And I don't know why I'm still looking at screenshots. All right, Nutty, we get it. Nutty Sports Gamer from a week ago. The way I do things is I capture the footage and then I edit it. And by the time I actually get around to narrating it, it's been a week or two since I actually captured the footage. So who knows what I was thinking 2 weeks ago? You know, I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I just really wanted a lot of screenshots of this game, you know? You can't fault me for that, can you? Alright, maybe a little bit. I think we're going to see another Pacers game, this time against the Bulls. Why not? We saw the Bulls in the previous highlight package. Michael Jordan posting up some... I think that's, damn it, what's his name? Buckner? I don't know why I'm not... I should just shut up. George Gervin drives the lane, does not get that shot to fall. Kellogg with the rebound. 105-104, the Bulls have the lead. Corzine, uh-oh. Did Corzine knock that into the basket for the Pacers? I'm not quite sure, but Reggie Theus drives down the lane and scores the layup. Jordan passing it out to George Gervin. Looks like he's willing to pass it to the old man. He draws the foul. Let's see if he can make these free throws. If he doesn't, Jordan's gonna... He's never gonna hear the end of it from Jordan. He makes that first one. Gets both to fall, so it's 108-107. Pacers still with the lead. And Karl Malone gets the bucket. So I think that was another Theus to Malone connection there. And, yeah. Let's see what happens here. George Gervin draws the foul. So you wonder if young Michael Jordan, how does he feel about George Gervin coming in? You know, he's a guy with a lot of experience, a veteran who can make buckets himself in crunch time. Of course, Michael Jordan, he's kind of the guy who wants to do that on his own. But yeah, as we see here, Malone makes that defender miss. And he gets the dunk. Michael Jordan, he wants to show George Gervin he's got some moves. And he dunks it with authority. Oh, my Lord. Look at this. Dunk by Jordan. 112-111. The Pacers still have a lead here. As Karl Malone posts up Gene Banks and gets that shot to fall. Gene Banks looking kind of sorry right there. I believe that's Macy with the pull-up jumper. And he gets that shot to fall. Macy from the Phoenix Suns, now the point guard for the Bulls, and he's making some clutch shots. Nice to see. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to watch this Bulls team. You know, when you look at basketballreference.com, or you know, if you look at 85-86 Bulls and you see they were 32-50 in real life, you think, well, they must have been a sorry-ass team. But you know, when you get down to the roster, when you look at who was really on this team, and you realize Michael Jordan didn't really play that many games on this squad, you realize this season was a missed opportunity for the Bulls. As you see here, check this out. George Gervin tying the game up at 115. This is what we missed in real life, guys. As the Pacers, they get the final shot. Reggie Theus, let's see what he can do here. He's crossover, dribbling between his legs. He is going to miss that shot. And we are going to overtime. We are skipping a bunch of it, though. 121-119. Macy with the bucket there to make it a 4-point game. Karl Malone against Gene Banks. This time he misses. So we get some good defense from Gene Banks. And let's see if the Bulls can dot the I of this game, cross the T. Oh yeah, that is how you do that. What an amazing dunk by Jordan. Karl Malone, he tries to respond here, but it's still a 4-point game. They're going to need to do more than that if they want to get back into things. Foul them. I would foul them. Wouldn't you foul them? Well, you didn't, and you paid for it. Jordan makes that shot. And that's the end of the game. 127-123 is the final score. Michael Jordan with 46 points. George Gervin with 28. Man, I mean, if they can score like that, that is one hell of a duo. It's really fun. Second year Michael Jordan with George Gervin. That's kind of he's 1 or 2 years away from probably retiring, maybe. So that's an interesting duo. They both are one's going up, one's going down, but they're there at the same time. And it looks like at least this year, they're both talented enough to make things happen on the court. So that's fun. Check out this shot of Michael Jordan throwing down the dunk with ferocity. Look at him. And Karl Malone just has to take it like a man. So, yeah. So let's move on to Mavericks Kings. It's only November 2nd. We're still very, very early on in the season. I believe this is still probably the first game for both teams here as we move to the Western Conference. And Mark Aguirre makes that shot. So Mark Aguirre is still playing at an elite level, And Chris Mullin passes it. So he doesn't. I thought he was going to take a shot there. But there you go. There's a shot by Larry Drew, 86-82. Sacramento, we're at the Arco Arena. First game ever we are in Sacramento. As Barkley gets the rebound and the putback there. Nice to see Barkley making some plays. His second year in the league. Now Willis passes out to Mike Woodson, who makes this mid-range shot from around the elbow. That's nice. Brad Davis got the ball. 4 minutes left to go. Mavericks still up by 4. And I think that was Mark Aguirre making that shot. 90-84. Orlando Blackman now. He's driving the paint. Good defense there, but he gets his own rebound. And he gets the shot to fall. Now it's an 8-point lead. I don't know if Sacramento can quite hang with these guys. That's a miss by Kevin Willis. And that's a make. Gets his own rebound. 92-86. Barkley to Mark Aguirre. Too easy. Rookie Chris Mullin doesn't know what to do there. Gets exposed. But Chris Mullin gets blocked. I thought he had something there. And Tree Rollins said, no thanks. Brad Davis. Oof. That's got to hurt. That's probably the end of the game right there. Yep. That's it. So, the Kings, I like the young core this Kings team has, but they still got a long way to go. And the Mavericks they're a good team. They're the second best team in the West for sure. So, and you can see the nicely almost even distribution of points there by the 5 best players really on the team. So that's pretty cool. As we go right to a Bullets-Pistons game. The Bullets should be much better than they were last year. I think they only won 15 games last season. And the Pistons won over 60. So this is a real test for this young Bullets squad. A squad that we haven't really seen much of as John Stockton brings the ball to the paint. Awkward pass right there. But Cliff Robinson misses that shot. I thought he had a chance there to make it. And Tribuca to Adams, who drains the layup right there. 101-100. The Washington Bullets. Another weird pass. Cliff Robinson gets the ball though and gets the layup to fall. Jeff Rulin, he makes that shot, so you got a 3-point game. Bullets up by 3. Microwave. Vinny Johnson pulls up, misses. Rulin with the rebound. So the Bullets, they're hanging in there with this pre-Bad Boys Pistons squad. Who I'm not even sure if they will be the Bad Boys in this sim. John Stockton with the floater there. That is what you want to see. Some points from Stockton. Some actual plays from Stockton. As Isaiah Thomas misses that shot. And the Bullets are in transition right now. As the pass to the X-Man leads to a bucket. So it's 112-107 in this game, my friends, is over. 112. I just said it. I just set the score. 112-107. Final score, John Stockton shaking hands with Isaiah Thomas, 2 legends. So, yeah. And now we are immediately jumping into Seattle versus Denver. I don't even know what's going on. I didn't expect such a sudden jump to a different game. Let me get it quick. Oh my God, too much going on. Calvin Nat with the dunk there. Man, this is a high-flying game. Henderson with the ball. Baseline jumper, gets that to fall. So that is fun. Fat Lever. He drives the lane, gets the bucket. Can he get the and one? Yes, he can. 101, 100. Sorry, I did not expect this game to follow up the previous game so quickly. Mike Mitchell misses that shot. Cooper with the rebound. And the Nuggets in transition. Nat with the dunk right there. 102, 101. The Denver Nuggets look a lot of fun. Missed shot there for the Sonics. And here we go. Nuggets in transition once again. And Nat with a dunk. Who's guarding this guy? Someone guard him when they're in transition. Here's Issel. Just terrible defense by the Seattle Supersonics. Just awful. Calvin Nat with 28 points. Sigma with 26. But he wasn't quite sick because the Sonics lost. Or was he sick? And that's why they lost. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Now we're jumping to Sacramento versus Detroit. You know, I said we would jump into a few Sacramento Kings games. I wasn't lying. I do want to see at least another game of these guys, as Vinnie Johnson can't get that shot to fall, and LaSalle Thompson gets the rebound. Mike Woodson with a nice shot there. Kind of an awkward shot, but it gets it to fall. So I don't judge the man. Kevin Willis gets the rebound there after Isaiah Thomas tries to get that shot to fall. He can't quite do it. Mike Woodson to Alvin Robertson. Gets the bucket. It's a tie game, 89-89. Isaiah Thomas. I'm trying to talk fast and I'm failing. Isaiah Thomas dribbles the ball. Gives me time to breathe. I think that's Rick Mahorn handling the ball a little bit there. And Vinnie Johnson gets the shot around the elbow, so that's pretty cool. Vinnie Johnson once again with the shot. Making the shot in transition, 93-89. Kevin Willis passing it to Robinson to Woodson. And that shot goes in. 2-point game now as Willis gets the ball again. He passes it off. And that is a make. That's Mike Woodson with the make right there. Lambeer with the rebound here, and the putback doesn't go down. Oh, whoa. Here we go. Here's another scenario where, okay, so Kevin Willis actually knocked this ball in to the basket for the Pistons. That's kind of embarrassing. It's not something you want to see if you're a Sacramento Kings fan. But it happened. Alvin Robertson passes it to Mike Woodson. He decides to pull up for the J. He drains it. It's a tie game. Surprisingly feisty game here, as Isaiah Thomas can't quite do anything there. Vinnie Johnson, however, gets a shot to fall over the defender. 97-95. The Detroit Pistons are in transition. But a steal, and the Kings. The Kings are going to try something here. Mike Woodson with the layup. Doesn't quite go, but Kevin Willis dunks that with ferociousness. Ferociousness is not quite a word, I don't think. 97-97. Let's see what the Detroit Pistons can do right here as Isaiah Thomas calls a play here. Calls his own number, I guess. He drives the lane, gets the bucket to fall with 2 seconds left to go. What can the Sacramento Kings do here? The pass, the shot. He drains the three from the corner. Alvin Robertson, you have got to be kidding me. Let's check that out again. The replay. Alvin Robertson for the Kings. This is why Reggie Theus was traded, because Alvin Robertson has moments like that he can conjure up. And I'm going crazy. Okay. That's still pretty awesome. Yeah. So there you have it, folks. 199. The Kings beat the Pistons, a very, very good Pistons team. And Alvin Robertson makes the game-winning three-pointer. You love to see that. This is why we jumped into a Kings game, because something magical was going to happen. I just had a feeling, you know. As we see, me deciding whether or not I want to jump into a Hawks Nets game. Looks like that's something I want to do. And let's check this out. Dominique Wilkins makes a shot right there, 94-93. 3.5 minutes up to go in the game. As Albert King misses that shot, Buck Williams, however, gets the rebound and puts it in, 95-94. Atlanta Hawks try to gain the lead back. They do with that shot by Dominique Wilkins. He's the man. If he can't do it, no one else can on his team. Daryl Dawkins, Chocolate Thunder, gets that shot to fall. It's a 2-point lead. Now it's a 3-point lead with that shot. I believe that was Birdsong. I think things are happening a little too fast for me. Another shot there for the Nets. 5-point lead. Are the Hawks fading? They certainly seem to be fading away. As Otis Birdsong's like, all right, guys, let's chill. As I drive to the lane and make that shot. Let's give the Hawks at least one more chance. Dominique Wilkins, the Sunvold. Can't get that shot to fall. Otis Birdsong with the rebound. This is looking like it could be just about over as Birdsong decides his next move. He's going to try to drive in there. Gets that shot to go down. And that is it. 108-101 is the final score. New Jersey wins this game against the Hawks. 31 points for Birdsong, 20 for Eddie Johnson, 16-10 out of Buck Williams. So that, we'll see. We'll see if the Nets can continue. If they can win games like this, they can get right back into the mix, into the playoffs. Dominique Wilkins at 36-11, but it wasn't enough. And the Hawks lose. You know, you hate to see Wilkins putting out that much effort only to end with a loss for the Hawks, but it is what it is. And let's try to see if we can jump into Blazers, Mavs. You know, we didn't really see much of the Blazers last season because they weren't very good, and Mark Aguirre makes that shot over his defender, 98-95. Dallas with the lead. They play hot potato a little bit, and then Brad Davis makes that shot by the free throw line. Is that Kiki Vandeweghe passing the ball to Michael Thompson? Clyde Drexler's handling the ball. He's going to not be able to do anything there. He throws it away. Oh, my God. Steal by the Mavs. They are in transition, and they make the bucket. Mark Aguirre does at least. 106-101. Mark Aguirre gets that shot to fall, and that will do it. The Mavericks are for real. They are a great team, and they are showing just how good they are against the Trailblazers team that's not too bad themselves. So that's the Mavs. That's the Blazers. Now let's see if we could check out the Clippers versus the Houston Rockets. Let's see how the Rockets have evolved since last season. Gus Williams driving the lane, gets that bucket. Ralph Sampson, he scores as well, 88-84. Can the Clippers do anything? Norm Nixon tries that floater from a bit far out. Shrimp with the rebound. Sampson to Gus Williams. Olajuwon is not out there, but it doesn't matter because Sampson gets that dunk. 6-point lead for the Rockets as Marquez Johnson gets that bucket, 90-86. Detlef Shrimp, rookie Shrimp, is out there. Lewis Lloyd to Olajuwon. There's Hakeem, and he's going to make that shot. So 92-86. Rockets looking pretty comfortable, that squad is, although Marcus Johnson makes that shot. But this is what I'm talking about right here. Check out these post-up moves. Ralph Sampson, it's just too easy for them, you know? They are both post-up gods. Norm Nixon, however, does make that shot. So it's not quite over, 94-90. Sampson, however, Jesus. I mean, they just have the sides. The sides. The size. I keep saying sides, like S-I-D-E-S. And I'm trying to say S-I-Z-E. So that is weird. But Rockets win. It was a team effort. Check out everyone got a little bit of everything. Does that make any sense what I just said? I just mean a lot of players scored in double digits. That's all I'm trying to say. And since I enjoyed watching the Rockets there, let's try to see them again. Rockets versus Jazz, an aging Jazz squad, but still a very good one, versus a Rockets team that's very much on the come-up. 87-82 is the score with 5 minutes left to go. Let's see if the Rockets can cut that lead and possibly come back and win this game. Olajuwon misses that shot. The Jazz in transition. Adrian Dantley makes that shot to make it 89-82. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. We are in uh-oh city, but Hakeem gets his own rebound and makes that shot. So perhaps they aren't out of it yet. Mark Eaton misses that because he has no range, at least in 2K. The Rockets in transition. Rodney McCray gets the bucket, and all of a sudden it's a three-point game. Adrian Dantley posting up his guy, McCray, I believe, and that is a bucket. Olajuwon against Eaton, and almost steps out of bounds, but he makes a shot. Does a little bit of the dream shake, I think. I'm not actually sure what the dream shake looks like. Like, I know it's a thing. I'm just not quite sure. Like, I don't know when it's happening. At least in 2K. I gotta look up the dream shake on YouTube, so I can actually call it the dream shake when it happens. And look at that move though by Olajuwon. He gets that bucket, 91-90. Jazz missed that shot. Sampson with the rebound, and look at the Rockets in transition. They're becoming a transition team with Lewis Lloyd getting the pass, making the layup. That can make them dangerous. As Dantley responds there with the bucket, but Eaton gets fouled, or gets the foul call on him. So Hakeem at the free throw line, he misses that shot, which is not great. He looks pissed too. Let's see if he can make this one though. Let's see. He does. So it's a tie game with less than 2 minutes left to go. And Sampson with the bucket, 95-93. 1 minute left to go. Mark Eaton, he gets that shot to fall. He says, I do have range, you jerk. He's talking to me because I said he didn't have range a few minutes ago. There's Mark Eaton again. Again, he's proven me wrong about the whole no range thing. He at least has more range than Ben Simmons, that's for sure. Ralph Sampson with the bucket from the paint. Tie game, 97-97. Ricky Green misses that shot. Daryl Griffin can't make that shot, so it's a tie game. 101. We don't have time to see this whole thing, so let's just skip to 2.5 minutes left. And I believe that's Gus Williams at the free throw line. Makes that first bucket, and he makes the second. So it's 103, 101, 2.5 minutes left to go. And some choppy editing by me, but Hakeem Olajuwon is going to post up Mark Eaton and make that bucket. Throw Bailey. Gets the alley-oop to fall. Hakeem posting up. Mark Eaton can't get that mid-ranger. That's not his shot yet. Not yet. He doesn't have that range yet. One day, Hakeem. One day. But not today. Gus to Hakeem. He has... Oh, he can't make that shot, but it doesn't matter because Ralph Sampson is going to save his butt. Eaton responds, however. 107-105. Sampson, he's just too damn tall. Makes that shot. God, he's so tall. He's so tall. Dantley drives to the lane, makes the bucket. This is a pretty good game. A fun game. Really, a lot of back and forth. McCray passing it to someone I can't quite make out who that is. And Olajuwon. Ooh, great defense by Mark Eaton. Mark Eaton really showing out thus far. And Ricky Green dribbling it out. I guess he's going to take the last shot. Don't make a dumb decision. Take a good shot. Could you? Could you take a good shot? That's it. Oh, he gets blocked! What a block. What some great perimeter defense by Ralph Sampson, who is 7'4". And, yeah, you know, maybe don't pull up against a 7'4" dude because you're going to get your shit blocked. So that is it. The Rockets beat the Jazz. And, folks, we're going to have a lot more highlights of these young teams. Maybe we'll see some Celtics and Lakers and 76ers in the next video. But we're going to take our time with the 86 season because we have a lot of fun teams to look at, a lot of interesting players to look at, some interesting squads. So stay tuned as the 86 season continues. This is Nutty Sports Gamer. Like and subscribe. This is a cool series, guys. You know, just, you know what I'm talking about? Bye.